Hi everyone, and welcome to IGN Anime Club, episode 33. Yay anime!
Yay anime!
Yay anime!
Yay Katie!
Yay Katie!
Okay, I'm your host Marina Sanchez, and joining me is Kelly Pwiggy.
Hello.
And Katie Casarda.
Hello.
Katie, I'm so happy to have you on finally.
I know.
It's been, almost a full year since we've started this?
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, Katie actually kind of came up with the name for the show, and she made the art.
Yeah,
so.
I'm sitting in front of my own weird thing.
Yeah, if you're watching the video, Katie is like in a halo of her logo that she made.
Kind of weird.
So Katie's basically the best. What do you do here at IGN?
I'm editorial designer here. I make art for all you cool people, and I make the site look as pretty as possible.
When we send art requests to Katie, we say this week's anime trash, and then we write down all the shows.
Yeah, so if you've seen like the images for Anime Club, I make all of them. Well,
Yeah.
There's one week I didn't do it. So.
Yeah, you did most of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Katie does most of
Almost
them. If
all.
you are a member of the Facebook group at facebook.com/group/IGN Anime Club,
Yeah.
the official group.
I'd probably ban you.
Yeah, Katie. Well, number one, Katie's a mod, so
Yeah.
good luck. And also, she made like the header art and all that. So
Yeah.
we're really happy to have her on.
Yeah, finally. You work in New York, so we couldn't have you on.
Yeah, but now
you're visiting.
just this week.
Just this week.
Yeah.
Sorry if you hear clapping.
If you hear clapping, sometimes at the IGN office, people just start clapping for no reason.
It's so weird.
And then they cheer.
They probably can't find me out there, so like, yeah, she's gone. Yeah.
No.
we're safe.
So I just want to do a brief shout out. A lot of people listen to us on YouTube or watch the show, and that's totally cool. But I want to remind you guys that on IGN.com, we do a full article for each podcast where we detail hey, we're talking about these next shows for the watch party, and here's a brief introduction about the show and our Twitter handles. But the most important thing about that is that we have a list of all the anime we discuss, because a lot of people on YouTube always ask hey, could you slow down when you pronounce something, or could you write it down or break it out? And we do. So it's every week. I work really hard to get it all together. Yeah. People ask me why are you always writing stuff? It's because I'm trying to write down all the shows we discuss, because it's not like we always plan what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But, we usually do, but sometimes things just get thrown in and I just don't want to forget. So definitely check that out.
Works really hard for you guys.
I try.
So hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't sleep.
on the times when I've hosted, taking over all the host duties is a lot of work. So thank you, Miranda.
Yay. Maybe they'll start clapping again out there.
Yeah, they'll start clapping we heard something. I also want to give a shout out to everybody at PlayStation Experience this weekend who said hi to me and Megan. Miranda was unfortunately at the office doing the news.
I think she passed out
and also
once.
sleeping.
I was really cranky on Saturday.
But Megan and I walked around, and a lot of people said hi, and it meant a lot to us because we were like, people like our show, and what we do makes a difference. And it was really nice to see everybody and recommend anime to people and see all the pictures. So thank you so much.
When people ask me about anime at conferences and stuff, I'm like, oh, what should I be watching? I'm like, all right. Just give me your business card. We'll talk it out.
Cracking knuckles. Okay, what have you watched?
Yeah.
And
what have you seen?
They're like, oh, Death Note. I'm like, okay, listen.
Yeah.
So that's always fun, and it was just really cool. It was a really cool experience to experience PlayStation.
It was a really cool PlayStation experience.
It was just great to meet everybody. So. Yeah, next time if there's a convention and you see one of us, I think Megan's going to be at a Sacramento for the anime thing.
Sac anime, I think?
Yeah, it's there's two SAC animes, and she's going to this one also, and I think it's at the beginning of January. So if you see her at something like that, make sure to say hi.
Please say hi. We like to say hi to everybody.
Yeah.
She's not here though, Megan.
Megan's
but
not here today.
Speaking of Megan, Megan is not
week.
here, and so we replaced her with another redhead.
It's Ginger Cast.
Except for me, I'll sleep.
Yeah,
But you could always just wear.
I sometimes have.
You have highlights
random
sometimes
ones.
or something.
Yeah. One time I had red hair.
There you go.
But just the tips. Just emo kid in middle school, you know. You know how that was.
Yeah, I was a stealth emo.
Oh, okay.
So people didn't know I was emo, but I was really emo. I was like, I'm gonna go to the library and do nothing and think about My Chemical Romance.
I listen to them every morning, so
yeah. But then I'd wear Abercrombie and Fitch.
What? Katie's face is just
just a mere mention of what's happening.
Anyway,
not a fan.
I watch Death Note all the time.
I
yes,
was
music's so punk. No.
Yeah, I was like, yeah. We gotta listen to Linkin Park.
Oh, Jesus.
Go to the
I'm
Museum
so
of
happy
Tolerance.
I never went through that phase.
But no one knew it. Like, I wore Abercrombie and Fitch. Like, nobody knew. Like, I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna
It
like.
smells too much.
Oh no! I just was like,
I got dizzy in there once.
yeah, no, it's the worst.
I feel like I'm allergic to like everything in that store.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, now I'm allergic to that store because it's the worst place in the world.
I mean, yeah.
But they have like shirtless boy posters, so that's kind of nice. Sometimes, but sometimes.
Anime's better.
It's a little
Speaking of
weird.
anime.
Speaking of anime.
Anime.
Speaking of, no, there's not shirtless boys.
Yeah, I
Like
haven't.
walking
I don't have
around
to
or
speak.
just like the posters?
No,
They
the
have,
posters
like,
at
the
Abercrombie,
models
but
and
we
the bags and stuff.
So on this show, we're a big fan of anime abs. Unfortunately, I haven't been watching anything with anime abs. Miranda, what have you been watching?
So I finished Digimon Adventure Try. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to finish like all 4 of the episodes before we record last week. Some people were like, "Why are you talking about this if you didn't finish?" It's like, because there's still something to discuss.
Yeah.
The end of Digimon Adventure Try for this first little round of episodes was definitely a lot better quality-wise than the rest, and it was a lot more intriguing. Characters felt a little bit more compelling. Music was still terrible, but I mean,
The
I don't
generic
think
elevator
bad.
music or whatever.
it just sounded like stock music.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't. It was very computerized, like not
was
a
no,
lot of
like,
effort. It didn't
composition
have
at
like a
all.
heart to it.
Yeah.
I'm not talking, like I said before, I'm not talking about the opening endings. Like people were kind of got confused on that, and I was like, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the music within the show during the fight scenes. Then you're like, oh, this is awesome fight, and then what is this music? But I enjoyed it though. Like I'm really excited for the next ones, even though it wasn't the most fantastic start. But that's fine. You know, it doesn't always have to be perfect. And I also finally caught up on a show from the season.
Yay!
Whoa,
You did it!
I did it! Finally, caught up on The Perfect Insider, which is going well. There's still a lot of talking, which I like. I like, though. Like,
You like
don't-
talking animes?
I mean, you don't always see that. Animes.
I already messed up. It's cool.
Yeah, it's really good, and the mystery's intriguing, and they keep kind of looping in different things. But it's a little predictable in some parts, which
Yeah.
is fine. Like, not all mysteries are going to be so, compelling that you can't figure it out yourself. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I like it.
I want to catch up on that one. I almost caught up on Beautiful Bones Sakurako's investigation last night.
Yeah.
But then I remembered I had to watch Gurren Lagann, so I had to cut that short. And then also I was doing other things. But anyway, so I really like that because, like I mentioned before, I'm like super into forensic stuff and the science of it. And there was one episode that I watched, like The Cursed Man, like those 2 episodes, was basically just House the anime, where she's like, "You are sick. Let's figure it out. I'm Dr. House." And then she's like, it was like watching House, but with like a babe being the lead, and I love her. Someone on Twitter was like, "Oh yeah, I really like that show, and I love Sakurako," and I was like, "She's prime waifu material."
I really want to catch up on One Punch Man.
Me
That's
too.
the one thing, and I'm really excited to marathon because I know everyone's just talking up so much, and it looks amazing anyway.
Everyone is talking about it, and that's like the one anime this season that I have to watch.
Yeah, I think I mentioned it on a couple shows back that it's the kind of show that I kind of wanted to wait to binge it. There is.
Sorry, there is construction going on below us, and it was really weird.
Anyway, it'd be really funny if the mics didn't pick up that sound, so
we
we
just
all
like
just
start dying laughing.
we react to nothing. Yeah, it was this really loud drill sound. So Simon, stop. I tied it back into anime. There we go. So so I talked about wanting to marathon One Punch Man because I think I would enjoy it more doing that than waiting week for week. Whereas mystery shows, I'm kind of glad that I caught up before Sakurako is over because I'm like, okay, now I kind of want to.
It's kind of nice
Give
to
it
have a little
some
bit of
time.
space to think
Yeah.
about things. Like you don't always need that immediate gratification there.
Right.
Just nice to pace yourself.
Yeah. We also played some Undertale this weekend.
Yes. So
Oh, you guys finally listened to me and started playing Undertale. I'm so happy.
I've
heard
been
it from,
wanting
like,
to play it
billion
for
people.
a while, and then Steam wasn't working on my computer, and then I did an hour-long download of the new OS, and I finally got to play it.
As soon as
the whole thing.
I feel like as soon as I told you guys that there were anime references, you were like, okay, I had to play.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some of the art kind of throws me off a little bit. Mainly just the protagonist. Like she's
I
just
hate the
shaped
way the
really
protagonist
weird.
looks.
I didn't even know
didn't
that
like
the
it.
protagonist was like a little girl for like the longest time. I just
Yeah.
thought it was just like,
Well, I think it's supposed to be
Maybe it's just supposed to be just
any
you can
gender.
just figure it out yourself.
Because there was a time
you
where
mentioned like you being a little
I mean,
girl at the
little
beginning.
kids look a lot alike anyway.
That's true.
Yeah.
Like when they're
babies.
really young.
Yeah, someone referred to me as they, them instead of like he or she. So I was like, first of all, A+. Second of all, so I think it's supposed to be just like
The kid.
just you're a kid and you can be
child.
any gender you want to be.
Yeah.
You do you.
Yeah. So, but I really, really like it. I don't want to spoil anything. Like, I think there's a lot.
I'm gonna just start jumping on this floor and be like, stop. Sorry, guys.
Do you want me to go
Sorry.
down there and I can just...
No, don't. It's the third floor, the floor where no one lives. On the
the
third floor
construction
at our
workers.
building, there's nothing there. It's just construction. And I saw someone get out on the third floor today, and it was a disaster.
That's creepy. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I don't know where they're going. I haven't been on that floor
That's
in
kind
like
of
2
like
years.
Undertale too, because you don't know what's happening sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, where am I
Yeah,
going?
it's weird mystery floor. So, yeah,
Undertale's-
so I'm really enjoying Undertale. I would recommend playing it. It's an RPG. It's one of those games where they expect you to know a lot about games, and then it surprises you.
But
so.
yeah, it does a lot of interesting things with stuff that's like nailed into us.
Yeah.
That as gamers, like we're expected to do these things, and when you're like, oh, of course, it's the natural thing you do, and it's like, hey,
And then
maybe you think about
It
that a little bit.
knows that you're going to do those things. And I don't want to spoil anything, so I won't say what.
It's-
but
yeah.
it
It just
knows,
messes with you like a lot.
Yeah, and that's like I tweeted this the other night. This is like my favorite genre of games right now is games that know you play a lot of games and screw with you a little bit and surprise you. I think Stanley Parable is an example of that. Like even Gone Home, I thought with the Gone Home has
It has some light things like that. Like
Yeah, it has, like,
realizing,
the-
oh, you left on all the lights. Like
or like Gone Home uses horror tropes to misdirect you.
I
'Cause-
turn on all the lights in that game.
Yeah, me too.
When I first played it, I
Yeah.
thought it was a horror game.
yeah,
So I turned on all the
scared.
lights. I was so freaked out, and then like there
Yeah.
would be time, like the time of the storm. Oh my god, it was so
Yeah,
scary.
I thought it was a horror game too, and that totally colored my my playthrough.
Yeah.
And I thought that was brilliant. So so I just really enjoy Undertale for that. And there's definitely lots of like references that little weeby children will appreciate. So and it's not that expensive or anything.
It's like $10.
Yeah, it's just go for it.
And I got like 12 hours at my first playthrough.
Yeah.
I think I did almost everything. Like found all the other stuff.
Yeah.
Did you get the,
Except for
the
one-
armor?
There's a door I didn't
Tiny
open.
armor? Did you get it?
no spoilers,
No.
yo.
I just realized there's a door I didn't open.
Wow,
I
she
need to
looks
open
haunted
it.
right now.
No, you have to
Miranda-
go back.
Like this is the best. Like I just want to write a wiki for this, guys. My job is like.
Do we not have an Undertale wiki?
No, we don't. Like,
Well-
there's so many things I was looking up. I was like, can I do this? And so, like, usually try to figure things out myself, but sometimes I'll go ahead and like just peek. Like, hey,
Yeah.
can I do this thing? And just get a little hint. And it's definitely that kind of game. And I was just like,
Yeah,
oh,
and-
this would be such a
yeah,
good wiki game.
My friend was like, "Can I give you tips for the game?" And I was like, "Very, very minimal
Yeah,
ones.
it's-
'cause I
it's
want to figure this
kind
out." And she was like, "Pet the lesser dog. Just don't stop petting the lesser dog." So I spent, I think, about 15 minutes just petting the lesser dog, and basically it turns into a long cat, and its face goes into the edge of the screen, and then it loops back around. I just kept petting it, and I was like, "This is 10 out of 10. This is so good."
There's so many good things, and it's almost best to go in not really knowing much about the mechanics of the game
Yeah.
because a lot of it is like part of the fun is the surprise.
It's
Exactly.
figuring
And it's
out.
so good too.
Every battle is different though. Like every fight.
yeah, like
It's
figuring it
really
out.
exciting.
It's really solid.
Also, Papyrus is the best, 100%.
It's pretty good.
When I figured out why they were named Sans and Papyrus, I lost it.
Yeah. Anyway, Undertale. Something we recommend to our friends.
Yeah, I think I don't know.
Lots
There's
of
something
anime.
about it that has like super anime sensibilities.
Oh yeah,
that
I mean like
think
there's
that-
like Tsundere playing or something.
yeah, like you could
It's really weird.
totally appreciate it. So, yeah. So in addition to watching anime, we were also doing that.
Yeah.
And obviously PlayStation Experience. I got to check out Hatoful Boyfriend, Holiday Star.
Yeah, I want to play it. Hopefully review it.
yeah,
maybe.
we
it's
just-
over winter break though, so it's kind of the I don't want
It's
to
an
work over
awkward
the
time to
break,
review,
we'll
but
see.
it's so it's coming out. I think
the 22nd.
the 22nd on PS4 and Vita, and then on PC it's coming out like the 19th. So,
After Star Wars.
Yeah.
So you'll have time to play. But it was, the demo was a bit of a non sequitur. You could choose like 3 different paths, and of course I did the like Anghel one.
And hell's just the best. That's what I did too.
Perfect.
Listen,
I had a demo at E3.
I'm like halfway through Hatoful Boyfriend, the original, so I don't know anything.
Well, that wasn't a spoiler. It's just a bird that I
I'm
like.
I'm just saying. I don't know. Like, what if this bird is like super secret bird? And
No, he's not. Like
No.
you get him after a few playthroughs, but it doesn't
Oh,
really matter.
well.
Yeah.
Talk as you will.
Katie,
Katie
what have
sigh.
you been watching?
So, like, you know that I'm a super slow anime watcher. So
Yeah.
I'm watching a lot of old anime now. Actually, I just started Cowboy Bebop. I've never seen it.
Nice.
And along with that, because I really liked Yuri Kumarashi, I am watching Penguin Drum, which I heard is very good.
The same director?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And also
Same director as Utena.
as well. Yeah.
Oh,
Which
Revolutionary
Miranda just
Girl
finished.
Utena. Just I loved it so much.
You watched the dub, so you liked the dub, I think.
I
believe
didn't have
it's
access to the sub. I didn't have access to it, so it was on.
Okay.
That was what was on Hulu. So.
Okay.
See, you really love Utena. I am not a big fan of Utena.
But you liked Yurikuma.
I do really like
Yarikuma's so weird.
It's so weird.
Fantastic.
You don't understand what's going on until like the 9th episode in, and you're like, oh, okay, it all makes sense kind of now.
Yeah, it's like the first 4. You're like, I still don't know what's
It's like
going on.
no, yeah, like the first 4 episodes, you're like, there's bears, and they're eating things. That's it.
Yeah.
And then once you, bear shark. Once you get to like episode 9 after Lulu's story, is when you're okay.
Lulu's
yeah.
best bear.
Nope, Ginkgo's best bear. Sorry,
Ginkgo's fine.
Ginkgo is my bear waifu.
Right.
It's better than a Kureha. Just either of those.
Kureha is just alright.
Yeah.
Anyway, oh cool.
Raichu!
What a letdown.
Too much excitement.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
Penguin Drum. I see a lot of gifts for Penguin Drum, so I wanted to.
Yeah,
watch it.
people make a lot of gifs because there's just like these weird out of context quotes.
Yeah.
I watched the first one and I liked it, but it's also still weird. I mean, as you'd expect from the director.
The director's known
like
for that, so
Incest.
yeah.
Surprise. No, which is a weird thing, and sexuality is like a big thing the director does. He also did some stuff for Sailor Moon.
Cool.
It's cool.
Yeah.
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 Cool. Katie, what's your favorite anime? We always have to ask it from our guest.
Uh,
I'm putting you on the spot.
Yeah, we should have warned you, sorry.
I mean,
I don't.
you guys know, but it's Madoka Magica. 100%. 100% my favorite.
I know this answer, but who's your best girl?
She's just like,
Homura.
Okay.
Homura-chan. Akemi-san.
oh,
Yeah, she's the best.
Good.
100%. And
Yeah.
and it's your best girl too.
Yeah.
So I mean, Kyoko's like
Kyoko's like
second.
very close second for me.
Mommy's
We're
my
like the same.
favorite.
Mommy.
Mommy.
Get out of here. How
Okay,
is Mommy
so
your favorite?
We've gotten in a fight with Katie's roommate because none of us like Sayaka.
Sayaka
and
is his 100% favorite, and he wants
loves her so much.
We got in like one really intense
Why?
battle like once because I even prefer Kyoko over Sayaka, and he like wanted to kick me out of the house. It was
Sayaka's
so
really
bad.
bad.
She's the worst. She's basically the Little Mermaid, only worse.
Like I don't want to spoil anything if you haven't seen Madoka yet, but like Sayaka's choices in the show are like really questionable,
Yeah.
and I don't like anything.
I have a weakness for characters, like female characters that like try to protect their dads. So that's why I like Ferris from Steins Gate, and that's why I like Kyoko. So it's like, so I love her. She's way better than Sayaka. I don't know. That's not even a question.
She's definitely the weakest of the characters.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's
Yeah, okay.
fine to have people who have problems and aren't smart.
oh, obviously, but
she's just annoying.
she's the worst.
She's very annoying.
Just
And
I mean, her becoming a magical girl is just a disaster. It should never happen.
Train wreck.
Yeah, a lot of things in that show is a train wreck.
The whole show is a train wreck, but
I
in the
think
best way.
it kind of speaks to like these children, like they are children making these big decisions that they don't quite understand.
Nice segue, Miranda.
Oh my god.
So
I've been teaching her
Gotta-
actually
Yeah.
for years.
gotta understand those teens, right?
Yeah. Which is our topic for today's episode.
Anime teens.
Yay.
The youths.
The youths.
Hello, fellow kids.
We're old now.
Yeah, I'm not a teen
So
anymore.
living in San Francisco, it's really weird to see children or
There's
teenagers.
no
I
children
rarely
here.
see any kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like especially teenagers, like 16, 17, 18, even then, like
Well, I feel like if
I
you're
never see
supporting
them.
more than just yourself on the San Francisco budget, you have to not live in San Francisco, which is probably why there's no children. But yeah, I never see. There's like I saw a kid on the BART today, and I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
a real life child.
Like with like a book bag.
no, like a
going to school?
little kid, like going to daycare or something.
yeah.
What?
Sometimes I
With
see
a parent.
I see
Oh,
see
okay.
little kids around
God.
here because there's daycare close by. Like, but little kids, like you don't see like 12 or 13 or 15 or 20.
Yeah.
I mean, you see 20,
I
but
don't
not
blame.
like 18.
I don't blame. That wasn't the right choice. I don't mind not seeing teenagers because teenagers actually scare me.
Sorry, teenagers that listen to the show.
No,
No.
I'm kidding. Like sometimes when like there's a bunch of teenagers coming at once, I'm like, oh God, what if they laugh at me? What if they think what if they think I'm old?
You're like, whatever, they'll go to school. Like, you can just be like, oh, I'm out of school.
No,
See ya.
I love.
How's the test going?
Yeah. Did you study? Like, whoa.
Yeah. How's the SAT or whatever? No, I'm kidding, but also not. No, yeah. So the youths, it's weird watching anime and seeing teenagers because they don't seem like how I remember myself as a teenager. Like, they seem way more mature and knowledgeable about things, but also not. It's so weird.
Yeah. So one thing we always ask is, like, these don't seem like teenagers. Like, a lot of the characters are way too mature for how they act.
Yeah.
But I think that's weird because a lot of times, sometimes the school setting is just there for very big background noise.
Right.
And you kind of wonder why you don't see more anime with older people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think there's some examples where I felt like the teenagers behaved appropriately for teenagers. Like, even in Euphonium, I feel like the way that Trumpet-chan and what's her face?
Wait, you were referred to as Trumpet-chan.
Yeah.
It's by their instruments.
I know her name is Kosaka Reina, okay, but I call her Trumpet-chan. But so the way they interact is very much an immature. I don't mean that in a negative way. I just mean like legitimately immature way you would deal with a relationship.
Yeah.
And it makes a lot of sense. It's very appropriate for their age. Versus when I talked about Yuri last week and how they were like 12 years old and did not seem 12, and it was really weird for me.
They were very grown up for their age.
Yeah. And
much like Madoka Magica.
Yeah.
So weird.
What?
I think some that kind of hit their age point really well, though, is like K-On! K-On!, they're very much just young girls. They feel like that too. They don't feel like they've been aged differently just because they fit in the setting. Also, Hana Yamada. Did anybody see that? Hana Yamada. It was like earlier. Was it last? It was last year. It was when I was still in college, and it's about this group of girls, and there's this one American girl like referring to her as an alien. It's really weird. Anyway, but yeah, they also just like very young girls, and they were very enthusiastic about their club and like just excited, and they felt very appropriate. But then you see the most appropriate teen of us all, Shinji, just getting the robot from Evangelion. I don't know, like you get a good variety, but sometimes I think it'd be cool if they just kicked up the age a little bit.
Yeah,
it's like it's totally fine. Like if you see what the Perfect Insider Moe is in college, that's cool. You don't see a lot of college.
Right.
In Parasite, Shinichi is 18, right? So that's kind of
a little older. I do like that when a lot of anime deals with teens, especially younger teens, they are empowered. One of the themes of a lot of children's literature is empowering children to kind of take control of their own stories and their own lives and stuff. And so even though teenagers are kind of separate from children in a lot of ways, it is cool to see, like, even in something silly like Love Live, see like these teenage girls kind of band together to do something really major, saving their entire school, is kind of a cool thing about the frequent portrayal of youth in anime, is seeing how youth can kind of advocate for themselves or advance their own lives and have agency in their own lives.
I think it's also a good point to how they can also break themselves when they're dealing with things that they don't quite understand or they're not mature enough. You see that a lot in School Days, which I know people don't always love, but it's, like relationships and dealing with each other and how it can go wildly wrong. School Days.
Didn't someone tell me not to watch School Days? Was that you?
I don't know.
I think that was
I watched it in high school and messed me up. It was really weird.
I think it was her then. She said not to watch it.
I mean, you can.
Well,
it's just
none
strange.
of us are in high school anymore, so
yeah. So I think
we might be able to handle it.
But yeah, the agency for kids and like kind of grow up and figuring out yourself is really important. But also, I just want to know, where are the parents? Where are the parents in anime?
Like, sometimes they're dead.
Most of the times.
A lot of the times they're dead, but sometimes
or, like the protagonists.
Like there's all these protagonists, like in Durarara, the protagonist is just like moving to Tokyo by himself. He's like 15 or 16. It's like, my parents would never have let me move to a giant city by myself where I know two people. Like, especially if it's a crime-ridden area. Like,
Right.
what?
So-
And obviously it's a mechanic to give kids more freedom than they would have if
always
their parents were
we
around.
don't want to watch the parents. Like we don't really care.
The parents
that
are
much
like-
what they're
Sometimes
doing.
you like the parents. I mean, like I know, like Persona 4 Golden isn't an anime. Well, I mean,
It is.
Actually,
It is
it is
an anime. Yeah.
Like you meet the protagonist. You use Uncle, and he's like really cool, and I like knowing sometimes if they're like really cool people.
It's nice to have that little touch, and sometimes they can be used as a good mechanic as well. So like in Madoka, you know, Madoka sees her mom all the time, and
Madoka's mom is awesome.
yeah, and of course Parasite. Main character's
no.
parents are a big deal.
Yeah.
Parents are like his
Parents are
whole
doomed.
reason
Yeah.
for
Parents are
being-
doomed in anime.
Those
Sad.
side ponytail moms.
You never
If
meet
if you see a mom with a side ponytail, she is dead.
in an anime.
She's straight up going to
And
die.
then you see a lot of parents that are just working somewhere else, just gone,
Like
left with a
in,
relative. Like in like
shoot. It was I was watching Another, and the kid's just like moving to a small town because his dad's like working abroad. And I'm like, why do so many kids' parents work abroad? Like,
yeah, like
what? Your parents have really nice jobs. What is this? But I understand, you know, if it were more realistic, obviously you'd have curfews and it'd be boring and no one would get
and
into any trouble.
People wouldn't be as cool doing stuff because they're busy with school, because school's actually really busy.
School is actually the most demanding thing.
I think one thing that also shines through is that parents' trust of kids. So in Japan, there's this show called My First Errand. You can,
I've heard of My First Errand.
it's really
so
cute. So you can find it on YouTube as kid tasks, and like there's number 1 and 2. Someone just copied it, paste. Anyway, so if you just want a sample of it, that's what it looks like. So it's these little kids, like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
They're babies, and their mom just sends them out. It's like, hey, I need you to go to the store and go buy this thing. Good luck. And then they just do it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like
Yeah,
weird, and it's like a
it's-
cute show of the kids getting lost and like talking to strangers and like getting help.
Oh
Yeah.
God,
the
that
thing
would
is,
never
like,
fly here.
It would never.
Right.
It's much safer.
So
in
the
Japan.
thing is, like in Japan, like it's just a lot safer for kids to be on their own. And like even when I was in Japan for TGS, like I saw these little kids just walking to school like on the train by themselves.
Yeah.
Like they didn't have any friends. They're just alone, and it's just like a different culture
And
too. Like trusting your kids maybe a little bit more.
yeah, and I think that speaks
Trusting
to
other adults.
Trusting other adults too. Yeah.
trusting everyone. Yeah, I think that speaks to also when you see kids in anime who seem more mature than maybe kids is when you give kids some measure of self-sufficiency and responsibility, they do get more mature. And so part of the reason I think when I see like a 16-year-old in anime, I'm like, I was not that independent or mature. It's probably because like my parents were like, don't go outside, you will die. And so I didn't have that maturity of having experienced a lot of things yet. But just going back to My First Errand really quickly, it's adorable too when you see like a 4-year-old big sister with like a 3-year-old little brother or something walking around, and like old like an Oba-chan is like, "One-san, like, are you and your brother okay? What do you need?" And it's just it's really cute.
Yeah. Then of course like there's part of an episode where one of the kids just gets scared and starts crying. It's
Me.
like, oh,
Me when I go outside.
But of course,
to this day.
this is a safe thing. Like they have cameramen watching them, and
Right.
there's people like making sure they're okay.
Yeah.
But it's so cute.
Can you imagine being 4 years old and like, first of all, there wasn't a store within walking distance to my house.
Yeah,
where
so it's like also a different location, like in the
the
city.
The
and
infrastructure is different in Japan as well.
Yeah, it's a lot different.
Yeah, like little kids know how to get on the train and stuff. Like I would have gotten lost so bad. When I was at college and I started using the BART here for the first time, I got lost so many times because I had no idea what I was
I
doing.
used to walk to the bus stop when I was like 10, which is like probably the youngest
Oh, wow.
I could have done anything on my own.
Adult child.
Yeah.
Man.
My parents were like, no. Well, to be fair, my hometown didn't have like school buses or anything. Like it was parents. Well, it's a beach town and there's not like room on the streets for school buses because they're so small. So every parent like drove their kid to school individually, and it was like you didn't walk anywhere, even though everything's walking distance. It was just like there wasn't any public transit. It was weird. It was a very weird, not self-sufficient kind of childhood. Yeah. Tiny little. Well, there's more construction tapping.
Telling us
Knock
to
there.
move on. Well,
That
anyway,
was like a Kelly
thanks.
cut off.
Ouch.
All right, let's go. Come on.
I want to ask everybody, what are your favorite the parents are gone story? Like, what is your favorite like disappearance? Because there's all these different things. Like, oh, my parents are working abroad in America. Like, what is the coolest of the anime. Like, not necessarily us, because, like, I know it takes some thought, but no. I just like it. I think in, like, Hana Yamada is one of my favorite because the American girl who moved over here, like, her parents, I think, were kind of split up and kind of still figuring things out. And you didn't really see her parents much, but when they were there, and it was really cool seeing them, they're like, oh, we're leaving, so we're taking you with us. It was, like, a cool dynamic to see how the parents worked in as opposed to just being absent.
Well, sometimes I don't even remember if, like, shows have even mentioned their parents, like, at all. Like, do they even mention in Euphonium, like, at all? Like,
I don't
anyone's parents?
The parents are just not there.
Sometimes they're just gone.
Yeah.
Like,
I just assume it's
Don't
like a
worry about
boarding
it.
school or something. Like,
yeah, like Mommy in
stop.
Madoka?
She's living. Okay,
She just
you
lives
love
alone.
Mommy. I get it.
I do, but it's just so weird.
She has her
Anyway.
like own really sweet apartment.
Or like
Yeah, it has to
Nozaki
happen.
has his own place. Granted, Nozaki
He has a full-time job.
He has a full-time job, so he can afford his own place. But at the same time,
Monthly
if
Girls
I was
Nozaki
like
Kun.
a 16, from Monthly Girls Nozaki-kun, if I were a 16-year-old full-time mangaka, I would probably still live with my parents because I'm still 16 years old.
Mommy has like like a ton of like I'm
still-
going back to Mommy because she's got like a ton of candy and like all this stuff and like was that part of her wish or did she just go out and
So who are the richest teens?
Richest, well, every boy from Oran High School Host Club is like the richest
Oh
teen.
yeah, but do they live alone?
Yeah. Also, I think my favorite
They're
parents,
just teens that live alone.
yeah. My favorite parents are gone story I thought of this is Toru from Fruits Basket. Her mom's dead, so she just lives in a tent. Like she didn't go live with anyone. Like I love that. I think she's so sweet. She just lives in a tent so she doesn't burden anyone. Like,
So sad.
Toru.
I think I would probably do
Side
that.
note, I drive a Honda and I named it Toru because I'm
Yeah, so let us know what you think about those anime parents. Where have they gone?
Where are they? Were they raptured? Where did they go?
You just leave everybody behind.
Bye.
Oh my gosh.
My parents were abducted by aliens.
Actually, all anime is like post rapture, and all the parents are gone, and they left the kids.
Are you
and
saying
it's
that
like-
every child is evil? So they weren't raptured.
I mean, to me, maybe I don't know what you guys feel, but
I love children.
I like them too. They're cute.
Sometimes.
oh wow, I'm outnumbered.
No, sometimes when kids say weird things though, weird things.
I just don't like some parents. It's like your child's screaming. Take care of that.
Yeah.
Yo,
Anyway.
this is unrelated, but like I sat next to a really quiet baby on the flight over, and I was like shocked. It was amazing.
What a good baby.
All right, so that kid's all right.
What a mature. We should send that baby out to get bread or something for my first errand.
It's
Sounds like a
6
mature,
weeks, 6 weeks
mature
old,
baby.
and she's gonna be going out asking for
Milk or whatever. Can be.
Anyway, yeah, I really like that baby. It was really cool.
So let us know about your favorite babies.
What's your favorite baby that you ever experienced?
Parent disappearances, the babies.
I know some of the folks in our anime club. That's the first time I've ever said folks in my life. Some of the people in our anime club Facebook group have kids and have talked about kids doing like fan art and stuff. And so, if you have any cool kid stories, and you're part of our
Cool
club.
kid stories.
Cool kid stories.
So, anime protagonists in school always sit in the back. And when they don't, it's a surprise.
It's always close to the window too.
Right, they're in the back corner by
So
the
they
window.
can look pensively out the window.
Yeah, they can like get really moody or
Oh,
whatever.
my life.
Or
It's
like
terrible.
an evil being will come to the window and look at them on the other side.
So there's a reason for
it's some
that.
anime. I think it's happened.
Have you guys seen
totally
those?
made it
Are you
up.
thinking of Twilight Zone right now?
No. Well, didn't it happen once in that show that we used to watch, the actiony one with Rin?
Oh, Fate's Day Night.
Yeah, Fate's Day Night. Yeah.
Unlimited Blade Works.
I feel like that happened once or twice. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, so one of the things that people joke about on the internet a lot is like, you're an anime protagonist when you have brightly colored hair or something and you sit in the back of the classroom.
Yeah,
And
like,
it's, go ahead.
I think it's from Yu-Gi-Oh or something, but there's this character who's got like crazy hair and is in the back corner just looking out the window, and everyone around them is just like normal.
It's
Yeah.
like,
What?
That's how you
What
differentiate
happened?
between background characters and main characters. So but the back of the classroom thing is weird. Like, is that so they can get away with more so the teacher can't see you
So-
like texting your girlfriend or whatever you do?
There's a technical reason for it, so they don't have to draw as many characters when they show the protagonist.
Oh.
So like there's
that makes a
actual
lot of sense.
explanations. Like I've seen like this meme going around kind of thing. That's like, hey, like if you in the back, you don't have to actually draw the rest of the
You don't
scene.
have to draw the rest of the characters.
so-
You just have to draw a wall.
Unless the entire class is important, then they don't have them in the front of the class.
Yeah. That's really smart. I feel like I read that somewhere and just forgot about it. But yeah, that would be why that the animation stuff is, you know how like when you pan over a crowd and you hear a lot of noise but no one's actually moving, it's just like to save.
It's just like the blurry.
To save time.
Yeah. And so that would. Can you think of a show where the protagonist is in the front and it's like?
In Madoka, they're not all in the back. I know
Homer
that.
sits in the front.
Yeah.
I thought she's like they're like in the middle or something.
Well, that school is
Yeah.
outrageously beautiful. Also.
One of the main characters sits in the front, and then like Sayaka and Madoka sit next to each other.
In Anthem of the Heart, they're not all in the back.
Yeah,
Anthem of the Heart does, but it's also the entire class
June
is pretty
sits on.
important.
She sits next to a window, but June is in the front. But that's a good example because we talked about Anthem of the Heart a couple weeks ago. The character designs were all very distinct, and that's because every character mattered. So you don't have those generic background characters in that show. They took the time to animate everybody individually because it was all about the group coming together,
Right.
versus in shows where like it's a main protagonist kind of like doing some thinking by the window in the back of the classroom, and then they go see their real friends when they get out of the class. Those students wouldn't really matter as much.
Yeah, so I think it makes sense, but it's cool whenever we see him move around.
Feel like a cool kid in the back of the classroom.
Yeah, I guess so.
Those cool kids.
I always sat in the front because I couldn't see.
Yeah, I was blind.
In college, I sat in the back so I could take a nap without like.
I mean, the middle's kind of good too because then you can just be unnoticed sometimes. Because if you're in the back, they can pick on you. It's
Like they do,
on the
like
outside.
probably like second row from the back is probably like tops if you want to like get a good sleep in. Just
So
tips.
for all tips on napping in class, you're in the right place. IGN Anime Club.
yeah, I have everything. Just at me, and then I'll let you know.
You guys are silly.
Yeah.
So do you want to talk about anything else with anime kids in school? I mean, I would like to do a thing later on about like the craziest anime high schools because there's some really weird ones.
Yeah, that's like a whole other day.
Like Yuriko Arashi, that one's weird.
Yeah.
That's
bears.
a weird one.
I do
Wait.
think the Madoka High School is really crazy too. It's like gorgeous.
It looks so pretty though. Wait,
Like,
can we talk about
it's
the
crazy
Yurikuma High
because
School?
no high school would be that nice.
What do you want to say about it?
Are there any dudes?
That's really weird.
Is there no dudes?
There's almost like no
Yuri
men in that
is
show.
in the title.
No, I know, but like I think is there even one male character?
There's her Lulu's brother.
Lulu's
And
brother.
The Life Sexy, Life Cool, and
Oh yeah.
Life Cute. No, not cute.
What's that? There's the one that we always forget. It's Life.
I know.
So like.
Anyway.
You didn't watch it.
I haven't watched it yet.
She refuses to watch it, and
I
told
don't
her like 30
refuse to
times.
watch it. I just had to watch.
Yeah, so we'll have to do a thing later on, just like
Other things.
weird. Yeah, so it's like, which is the best? Like, where would you want to go?
Yeah, and if you're
Most of them
listening
that
and you like, if you were like, yeah, I thought of immediately of this anime high school, like, send that to us. Like, we want to hear what is the craziest looking.
Is your
anime high school.
headmaster a murderous bear? Is one of
Spoilers.
what? No, that's just a question. I'm just saying. It's just a general question.
All right, so
Katie, get out of here. You're not allowed on anymore.
so we fought really hard to get Katie on, and
It was just a legitimate question. It's was yours?
my headmaster, no.
I only
Well,
had principals.
yeah, number one,
therefore-
I didn't go to a fancy school that had headmasters. I wanted to go to Hogwarts. because,
Then you'd have a headmaster.
yeah, I know, but I didn't go to Hogwarts. Clearly.
Well, sucks for you.
Anyway, so
So we have like another topic written down, but I don't know if I want to talk about it because it makes me sad.
I haven't seen this show, so you guys can talk
the
amongst
next part?
yourselves.
Yeah. Like not that part, but the homework topic.
Oh, what?
Yeah, we
the
talk
homework
about
topic.
homework and anime, but I don't want to talk about it.
I don't
want to
talk about that because I feel like I did a lot of homework and I would just get jealous of anime characters. Like I wish I went to anime high school because anime high school seems awesome and they don't do anything. They go to clubs and they have friends and they actually have lives. Like when I was in high school, I did homework until like 3 a.m. every day and that's like all I did. Like anime high school seems awesome. I've seen a couple characters do homework, maybe.
What
So we're not
clubs would you
saying
be
that
in?
this is the same as Japanese high school because that's completely different.
No.
This is anime high school.
I'm saying anime high school
Yeah.
for a reason because Japanese high school looks super hard or seems super. Obviously did
I
not
don't want
go.
to take an entry exam to get into class, or high school. Like that sounds like a pain.
I clearly did not go to Japanese high school, but
Yeah.
you have to take exams to get into high schools.
Oh,
yeah, so you can place into a different one that you like. and
If
stuff.
you guys were in a anime high school club, which one would you be in? Or ones you'd be in two, right? Usually.
I'd be in the secret one where they do magic things.
Okay.
Very specific. I forgot which show it was. I didn't watch all of it, but there was a club like that. They're like, oh yeah, we do magic. It's like, oh, okay.
So in high school, I was briefly in the math club. So if you're asking high school Callie what club she would have been in, it would have been like a super academic club that was for getting into college. If you're asking me now, I'd be like, yeah, cosplay club, like maid cafe club. I don't know, something fun.
Okay.
Like, or tea ceremony club.
Tea ceremony.
Yeah, tea club sounds so relaxing.
I would drink tea, like just talk about it.
What club would you be in? Oh, maybe like even in like Yamada-kun and Seven Witches, they have a supernatural club. Like they're just trying to find all the weird stuff.
Ghost
that'd be
hunting
fun.
club.
I wanna do that.
Oh, that'd
Ghost
be
hunting
sick.
club.
I
Yeah.
would totally be
Can
into
we
that.
start a ghost hunting club?
IGN.
IGN Ghost Hunting Club.
I mean, it probably
You
are
are.
ghosts.
We're gonna do a book club. We gotta do a ghost hunting club.
Trash club.
I would. The only club I know 100% I would be in. I would be in the euphonium band. I would want to be in that club because I used to play trumpet, so I would sit next to Trumpet Chan, who's the best. And you would be so jealous.
I would be
like,
so
you'd be like
jealous.
on the other side of the
If
room,
you
and I'd just be
started-
like talking to Trumpet Chan like we're BFFs, and you're just like,
Katie,
She doesn't talk to anybody though.
if you started
I would
dating
talk to her.
Trumpet Chan, I'd be so
I
mad.
would be the coolest kid in class.
I can't play any instruments. I think I mentioned this last week. I took like a pitch test and I got perfect pitch, and I was like, why didn't I take music as a kid?
You should
So
have. It
maybe
was
I
fun.
should join the
Messed up.
euphonium band.
I really
And
liked band in high school.
I'd be like the band like finance person or something boring. I'd be
like the treasurer.
yeah, the band treasurer.
That's pretty boring.
Just to
I like-
sit there and like count
Be
while
like,
you're there.
"Ah,
I don't know.
Here's what everyone owes. Cool.
Yeah. We're going on a field trip. We need
Fan
$5
fees.
from everyone.
Yeah.
And then like that's all you do is you just sit there and then you just sit.
Yeah. Band treasurer.
Yeah. Well, you could learn
Anyway.
like the flute or something.
Yeah, no, I would like to learn an instrument, but I
Takes a
feel
lot of
like
time
that band
and
is
it's
super
expensive.
competitive, like we've
Saxophone.
seen.
You should go saxophone.
Sax.
Yeah.
I wanted to learn saxophone because Lisa Simpson learned saxophone.
There
And
you
when
go.
I was a kid, I related to her so much. Anyway, if you could join any anime high school club, specifically anime high school, not
Yeah.
real high school, what club would you join? Let us know. You can tweet at us at hashtag IGNanime, IGNIME. You can email us at IGN_anime club at IGN.com. You can join the Facebook group. Again, that's facebook.com/group/IGN Anime Club. And that's a really fun group to join. You should really join it.
I'm in
and
it. I'm in the Facebook club.
You are.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're in. Yeah, you can join the Facebook club in addition and tell us what anime high school clubs you would like to join. So, yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Sorry, writing down things. Anyway, so let's just jump into the watch party. I think it kind of covers what we wanted to talk about.
The youths.
The youths,
Yeah. So,
children,
with
young
Z.
adults.
what's watch party, Miranda?
So every week we get together and watch 2 episodes of a show that you guys voted on. Right now we are watching Gurren Lagann. We watched episodes 8 and 9. I think. Is
9
that
and
right?
10. Yeah.
9 and 10. Are we sure?
Yeah, because we always end on an even number.
Mm,
I'm pretty
I
sure it's
don't-
9 and 10.
I don't think that's what I watched.
Wait, really?
I don't know. I just put it on. Rant.
Wait, so it was 1, 2, and then we had 3, 4, 5, 6. Last week was 7 and 8, and this week is 9 and
Did I
10.
watch 9 and 10? Was that what I did?
Did you
Guys,
watch
I'm unreliable
8
today.
Or 9?
8 was the
I'm
one.
really sad.
8 was the episode where the very sad thing happened.
Okay, so I just wrote this down wrong.
Okay.
Then it's 9 and 10.
Yeah. So if you're just joining us, Watch Party can get pretty spoilery. So if you have not watched Gurren Lagann episodes 9 and 10, you might want to do that before you join. Unless you don't care about spoilers, and then you are free to join us.
No, wait.
I mean, I already spoiled
Yeah, you're
something, so.
Good job, Kate.
That is 9 and 10. Anyway, yes, so let's jump in. Actually, there's not a whole bunch to talk about in these ones. This is like
No.
recovery after Kamina is gone.
Honestly, I'm still really sad about Kamina. Like, he was the first anime boy I like truly cared about. Is her first husbando. Because normally I'm a waifu person. Because like anime boys are usually just whatever.
They're very bland.
Yeah.
Not always. But
Not always.
Sometimes
they can
they
be.
just Michelle for you to feel like you're them.
Yeah, and so normally like I'll be like, that anime girl is so cool. She's a tsundere. I love her automatically. So with Kamina, I was like, I truly love this man. He's perfect. And then they took him from me, and then they took him out of the opening.
So that's what bothered me. He died, and then like, all right, you're out of the opening. Oh,
I understand.
Okay. They don't usually switch the openings for people.
I mean, they will take him out, or they'll change something about it that makes it sad sometimes.
Yeah, like
they don't just always. Well, they
I
sometimes
almost
do just cut
spoiled
him out.
another thing.
But they can't just cut him out sometimes, and it makes me sad. It's like, oh, I guess they just don't exist anymore. Well, they don't. But anyways, I mean, their memory lives on. Why would you just kill them? Why would you just take them out completely?
Yeah. The beautiful thing about fiction is like if someone dies and you love them, you can just rewatch an episode where they were alive. Yeah. But yeah, so they took him out of the opening, and Simon, wow,
his name is actually Simone.
It's supposed to be
even
Simone?
in the dub. So I watched the dub today, and it's Simone. That's how they say it.
What the hell? That's not a name. Is Simone a name?
And it's his.
Is it like
it's
his?
his.
Yes.
Is Simone like? I feel like is it supposed to be like French or something?
Simone is like a woman's French
Simone
name.
with like an E at the end.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Simone.
It's like Simone.
Simone.
Not
Simone.
Simone.
Miranda.
I'm just like helping you out.
She's helping.
I struggle with this. People are like, it's not Simon. I was just
Okay,
like,
well,
You ever like talk to someone and like you say their name and then like it's not it. Yeah, like how am I supposed to know? It's written.
Yeah.
Simone.
Simone. Well, obviously I'm not
let's
gonna.
call him Sad Boy.
Sad
Yeah, let's
dude.
call
Sad
him
boy.
like little driller boy. He's a real sad boy. Yeah, so he clearly is taking the death about his. He looks how I feel about Kamina's death.
That's how I feel today.
Yeah.
Sad and cold and tired.
Yeah, so the whole thing,
cold.
the
It's
whole,
accurate.
the whole thing in episode 9 is they have the Daiguren, which they've renamed from Daigunzen to Daiguren at Yoko's insistence. So they have control of that. They're trying to get it mobile, so they're repairing it. And Simone, whatever, can't.
I know, it's weird.
Just say sad boy.
Sad
We've
boy,
already been
sad
over the
boy.
sad boy thing.
Sad boy can't operate Lagan. It's not working.
functioning.
It's not functioning. It's not responding to him. And so he's kind of struggling with that. And blah, 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 blah. Stuff happens. And then he opens up a box. And there's a girl inside.
She's super cute.
She's adorable. Her
And
name's
she-
Nia. And she's a princess.
And she's a Beastman princess.
Yeah, she's a Beastman princess who looks very human. Like, why
So-
does she look so human?
One of my problems with this is that a lot of the Beastmen look like humans. And they're like, oh, it's a monster, dude. But they look so human. Some of them have weird things. Like, they'll have a tail or something.
Yeah,
but
like
for the most part, you can almost hardly ever tell that they're
Wait,
actually different.
quickly, what is
I'm sure
like
it's a thing
the
later,
general idea of the show? Just quickly, because I don't know it.
Okay, just go. I'm just kidding. I'm totally joking. I'm totally joking. So these people live under the earth because they have to. They don't know why, but like I guess they don't
A lot of them don't even know that there's
know
a surface.
about the surface.
Oh, okay.
And then one day, a giant mech face dude just crashes into this underground community,
Oh,
and
okay.
then two guys go out on an adventure.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
That's all I need to know.
Yeah, and
Thank
then
you.
they found out the Earth is kind of taken over by these guys called Beastmen, who
Yeah.
are like crosses between humans and animals.
They look almost like either they've been mutated
They're
or something like
involved in some
that.
weird way.
Presumably, we don't know the history of like why humans were driven underground, but presumably there was
That's
some sort
probably
of
a plot thing.
probably a big plot thing that we're waiting on. Yeah, so the Beastmen look a lot like humans, and so at first I thought Nia was just this I was like, oh, a human, and then it was revealed that she's the daughter of the Spiral King, who is a Beastman. So she is a Beastman princess, not a human princess.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, well, she looks completely normal, except her hair kind of looks like
It's really fluffy, like maybe like a sheep.
it looks like cotton candy or something. Her hair her hair looks like cauliflower. But she's adorable, and she's very very sweet. And so basically they're being chased by one of the four generals or whatever, and Nia kind of talks her down and is like, these people have done nothing wrong to you, and you're fighting them for no reason. And they're all touched by her kindness and all that. So it was sweet. I liked Nia contributed to this group of people who are grieving, and
Yeah,
she comes in and she's
something
she's
a little
this
happy.
nurturing, really peaceful touch. So that's what they needed.
She didn't even know what humans were. It's
Yeah.
weird.
So these were the first couple episodes that I didn't get a little bored with. Like I'd been on and off enjoying the show and then getting a little bored with it. These 2 episodes, I was like, oh wow, I have a lot of questions. I want to keep watching. Like,
Yeah.
I want to find out like what the heck this is, just unraveling, or I want to unravel the kind of the world that they're building here. Whereas before I was kind of like, oh, okay, mechs, they're fighting. This is cool. I'm in love with Kami now. Okay. And now I'm like, oh, I really am enjoying the world building. So that's what these 2 episodes were for me.
Nice.
Yeah.
So Kevin S. has another breakdown for us. He does that every week on the Facebook group, which you can join at facebook.com/group/IGN Anime Club. And he says, all of the generals are named after the base nucleotides in DNA, which is cool.
That's awesome.
This may or may not, but really may, play with the themes of Gurren, which we'll discuss later in later episodes after everyone has a deeper understanding. So it shows good choices / effort in terms of writing, which we can expect from Gainax, because they are fantastic. Simone has found opening a box where he finds Nia inside. This scene parallels a scene in science fiction series Firefly. A character in the series, River Tam, is also found in a similar fashion where she is being opened from a life pod. Her brother releasing her is named Simon.
Simon is
actually
is his
Simon.
name in Firefly. So,
Yeah, Firefly is
Simon.
actually Simon, yeah.
So there you go.
so-
It's Simon.
Firefly, thank you. Whether this had influence, I'm not sure, but Gainax has shown in multiple occasions references to Western media. So that's pretty cool. I think just a little.
Kevin is full of these like interesting tidbits. Thank
Yeah.
you so much, Kevin.
Yeah.
Because this is all stuff that it's almost like a little Easter egg kind of thing. Where
He's
like,
really good at pointing them out.
yeah, like the Firefly call out, which it seems to parallel Firefly really closely, isn't something that you need to understand. Like, you don't need to know Firefly to understand the scene in the show. And I love call-outs like that, where it's not just... Sometimes the problem with references is they're so specific that you lose meaning in the actual plot you're trying to watch at the moment. And
It's very subtle.
This is
Like,
very subtle,
if
very well
you know
done.
it, you know it, and you're going to be like, oh, cool.
Oh, it's like when
But if
Summer Glau came out of the thing.
Yeah.
And,
And danced out.
yeah.
It was awesome.
Anyway, if you guys want to contribute, please, you can email us. As we've said at the email a million times, you can talk to us on Facebook. That's where Kevin posts his thing every Monday, which is really cool. So I'll try to pin that when it goes up. And then also, of course, tweet to us. You can hashtag IGNanime.
Yeah.
So I think that's it for this week. Like I said, these 2 episodes of Gurren Lagann is more of just like getting the story forward a little bit and not so deep.
Yeah,
But
just
still
the
good.
world building was cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so Katie, thank you so much for joining us. But where can these people find you on Twitter?
I'm at DJKFM on Twitter. Yeah, I tweet about video games a lot. So
Yeah, video games.
Yay.
Lots of Bloodborne.
lots of Bloodborne currently. I'm almost done though, so it's gonna be done soon.
Cool. You can find me at Havoc Rose and this Havoc with a K.
I'm at Inky Dojiko, INKYDOJIKKO.
And before we go, I want to let you guys know, or tease a little thing. We have a really cool OVA going up, I think, next weekend.
Yes.
With some guys from Bandai Namco about some news. Some cool news. So look for that here in the future.
All right, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, thank you for coming on. Hopefully we can have you back again sometime. Someday in the future.
One day.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Well, until then, this has been Anime Club episode 33. Thank you guys for joining us. Yay, anime!
Yay, anime!
Yay, anime!
Bye!